Hey, welcome back, everyone. You know what time it is? Regular season of the NFL season. Been waiting all summer for this. Without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. First game, you got Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. Giants coming off of their Super Bowl win. You know, this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a three-point game, and since the Giants are at home, I'm going to go with them in this one. But if Dallas does win, I won't be surprised. This division's one to watch, the NFC East. This could set the tempo early, but it's going to be a division to watch. But right now, I'm going to go with the Giants, but we'll see what happens in this game. It should be good. Then you got Indianapolis taking on the Chicago Bears. You know, Andrew Luck, he didn't look too bad in that first preseason game, but right now I got to go with the Chicago Bears. Jay Cutler to Brendan Marshall was looking pretty nice in that some of the games, the footage I saw, and you know, when they get the continuity going, it's going to be good. And you got the Chicago Bears defense. They give up some yards, but you know, once it gets down to the red zone, they're usually good at holding their own, and they're pretty good at forcing turnovers. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears in this one, but the Colts, they'll be a team in the coming years that should be fun to watch. But right now I got to go with Chicago, more seasoned team. And then you got Philadelphia and Cleveland. You know, Cleveland's got some good defense. I'm not sure what to expect from their offense this year. Maybe we'll get a little more out of their pass game. And Michael Vick should be playing in this. I think he was out for the last two preseason games. First it was his hand, then it was his ribs. So we'll see how that goes. If he can stay upright throughout the season, it should be really fun in the NFC East. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles in this one. I think it will be a 10-point game. Because Cleveland's defense may keep them in this one. If their offense can generate some points, it might even be closer. But still, I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles. I really think they have something to prove this season. Then you got the St. Louis Rams taking on the Detroit Lions. Well, yes, you know, some people may think this will be a blowout. But, you know, I think this might actually be within the 13 to 10-point range. I think the Rams will come out and do some things. If they can generate some pressure on Stafford, it could be interesting. Especially with on the defensive side, we play the wide nine, so that should probably leave some lanes open for Steven Jackson because he's a very good running back. But in the end, I do see Detroit winning this game, and they are at home, so that's another deciding factor, though. But I don't think the Rams are going to get blown out in this one, like some people may think, unless, of course, the Lions' defensive front just completely dominates, which could potentially happen. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm seeing a 10-point game, maybe 13 at worst. But it all depends on what it comes down to. But with the wide nine defense, I got to see how our linebackers, how much we've improved on the tackling on that front, and see how our corners do. So it should be interesting to watch. But I see the Lions winning this game, but I think it will be closer than most may think. I got Detroit in there. Then you got Miami and Houston. Miami, their new quarterback, Tannehill, as well. And you know, this should be an interesting one, especially watching from Miami's perspective. But you know, I got to pick Houston in this one because they got the good defense, stellar defense, got the running back, got the quarterback Andre Johnson at wide receiver. They've pieces there. They might make a serious run in the AFC this year, and I believe they will. Miami, we're gonna see what they're made of. This is a team to just really look at and see what happens losing Chad Johnson. So we'll see who their number one receiver is gonna be. It should be interesting to watch. But I got Houston in this one for sure. Then you got Atlanta and Kansas City. A lot of people are saying Kansas City is one of those teams to watch, and I might agree with them. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Kansas City. And Atlanta, let's see how they do on offense. It looks like they've really been working it with Julio Jones and their wide receivers, and you got Tony Gonzalez, of course. This is a hard game for me to pick, but I think I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons in this one. You got Michael Turner too, but that defense of the Chiefs and their run game as well, and they got some pieces, but when I look at it, I think the Falcons are just a tad bit above them. But, if the Chiefs do pull this out, I'm not going to be surprised. But I got Atlanta in about 3 to 10 points in this game. Then you got Jacksonville and Minnesota. Should be an interesting one to watch, too. Maurice Jones-Drew's back. I'm not sure if he'll play for this game. I expect him to probably be back week 2. And Adrian Peterson, I'm not sure if he's cleared to play yet. So pending the two running backs being there, it should be interesting to watch. You got the very good defense from the Jags, which is why I'm picking them in this game. It's because of their defense. But the Vikings have made some moves, especially with their offensive line, and they've done a couple things with their receivers. We'll see how that works out with Jeremy Simpson coming in. That should help them out because they've got Percy Harvin. We'll see how their second-year quarterback does. And yeah, right now I'm going to go with the Jags in a close game. It would just be strictly because they've got very stellar defense, and we'll see how the Vikings handle that. But I'm definitely going to go with the Jags in this game. And then you got Washington and the Saints. This should be good seeing Robert Griffin III get his first actual NFL start outside of the preseason, which he didn't look too bad either. But I'm going to have to go with the Saints. It might, if the Redskins defense comes to really play, They might have a chance in this one. You really gonna have to rattle Drew Brees and maybe help stop their run game, but that's tough to do. Not many teams can do that, and then not only that, you got to be able to score. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out for the Redskins. They have a chance in this game, but I'm gonna take the Saints in this one. Yeah, well, I think the Saints they have some stuff they want to prove too after what happened in the offseason. And then the next game you got Buffalo and the Jets. Should be a good game. Division games are usually always good to watch. This one, I'm not sure what's going on with the Jets offense. They've got to keep some things they need to work on, especially in their pass game. But you know they could get it going at any time. They got some good running backs. They got decent linemen on both sides of the ball. But right now I'm leaning towards the Bills. If I had a 3-point game, this is going to be close. Division game. Usually all division games are, especially when two teams are up and coming or legit. Because I believe both teams are legit and have a chance to make it to the playoffs. But right now I'm going to go with Buffalo in this game in a 3-point game. Then you got New England and the Tennessee Titans. You know, the Titans might actually do something. I'm looking forward to seeing what Chris Johnson may do in this one. After that slow start he had last year, I think he's going to start off a lot faster this season. And, you know, this should definitely be a good game. And we'll see what Brady and then their tight ends. I want to see what their wide receivers do. Now that they got Brendan Lloyd, maybe we'll see them spread the ball a little more than they did last year because, you know, They have very good time with Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. They were breaking tackles, but I want to see what they can do spreading the ball deeper. And, you know, they might be even more dangerous than they were last year, even though they made the Super Bowl. But, yeah, right now, I think I'm going to go New England in this game, but it should be a good one as well. We got a lot of good games so far. I haven't named any blowouts. And then you got the Seahawks and Arizona. Going to be a good game. Divisional. But right now I got to go with the Seahawks because of as you know, a lot of people know the Cardinals quarterback situation has been a little in question. John Skelton was named the starter, but we got to see what goes on with that because I haven't seen any consistency at the quarterback position, and I think that's really hurting them right now. But yeah, for that reason alone, and I like what I'm seeing out of the quarterbacks in Seattle. They got 3 legit guys there that all look pretty good. So I'm definitely going to take Seattle in this game. Should be close because it's a division game, and you know the Cardinals still got some people. It's just their quarterbacks because they got the receivers. They've got the special teams is good. Patrick Peterson, you got a lot of good players on there. But right now I got to go with Seattle. I'm giving the edge to them in this one. Then you got San Fran and Green Bay. I'm really looking forward to this. Some good defense against one of the best offenses I've seen in my lifetime. So we're going to see how this one rolls, but this is a tough game to choose, but I'm leaning towards Green Bay because their offense is more proven, and the fact is they're at home. If it had been swapped and maybe the 49ers were at home, I'd lean towards them a little bit, but right now I'm not sure if Alex Smith can keep up with Aaron Rodgers point for point, but the thing is, can Green Bay's defense make stops? And if Alex Smith has made another step and is upgraded even more because they've upgraded on a receiver, no doubt. They've upgraded and running back, added in Brennan Jacobs. You know, they really do have a chance in this game. I almost want to pick the Niners, but since Green Bay is at home, that's the reason I'm gonna stick with the Packers in this one. And I believe they're yet again another team who has a lot to prove. So I'm gonna go with Green Bay in this one. It's gonna be I'm believing a 3-point game. Could even hit an overtime. You just never know. This one's gonna be interesting. Something crazy could happen. I'm seeing something crazy out of this. I might get surprised. All right, and then you got Carolina and Tampa. Tampa made a lot of moves. I want to see what happens with. We know all about Carolina's offense, but I want to see what their defense does this season. And then the Tampa Bay Bucks. They added a couple weapons on offense as well. Interesting matchup. But right now I'm leaning towards Carolina because of the offenses. But because usually, even if Carolina's when their defense struggle, but with the receivers and then the running backs they have, they've got a lot of offensive powers. I got to see what the Bucks do if they can keep up. But they've definitely upgraded. This should be a good game. I'm thinking 10-point in here, but I'm slightly leaning towards Carolina, but I won't be surprised otherwise. Like I said, a lot of close games in my mind. And then you got Pittsburgh and Denver. This should be a good one. I want to see how Peyton does going against that Pittsburgh defense. It's a good way to start that season for him. He didn't look too bad in that last preseason game he played and had a couple interceptions, but you know, you got to get the continuity. Long off season, just getting with the new team, coming back from injury. So this should be a good one to watch. And wow, this is a tough game for me to pick right now, but I am slightly leaning. Wow, this is probably the toughest one, but you know I'm gonna go with the Steelers just because they got that continuity going. But you never know. This is gonna be a good. This will be a good game. I'm looking forward to this one, but I'm gonna go with the Steelers by 3. Steelers by 3 in this one, but it's gonna be a good game. Then you got Cincinnati and Baltimore, one of the Monday night games. It's ultimately both defenses I think are going to do a good job getting pressure on the other opposite quarterback. It's going to come down to whose offense can generate more points. And You got AJ Green for the Cincinnati Bengals, wide receiver, and then on the flip side, you got like Anquan Bolden for the Ravens. You got some other legit weapons hanging around on their tight end positions. You got Jermaine Gresham. You got Ben Jarvis Green coming in from New England for the Cincinnati Bengals, and of course Ray Rice. And it's really going to come down to which offense can generate more points, and I'm very unsure of that right now. So it's really tough for me to make a decision on who I believe is going to win this game. Because Flacco has shown he struggled against the Bengals defense, but vice versa, though, the Ravens defense has given a hard for the Bengals just in general, any Bengal quarterback in general. So this is going to be a good game. I think it will go right down to the wire, and you know, I think I'm going to pick Cincinnati just by a little bit. I'm going to go with Cincinnati, but Baltimore might take this, but I'm going with Cincinnati to try and make things. They're going to try and start hot this year. I'm sensing something out of Cincinnati, so I'm going to go with the Bengals here. Then you got San Diego and Oakland, the other Monday night game. We seem to always get these guys on Monday night. It's usually quick in the season, too. It should be a decent one. I want to see what Carson Palmer does, and you got Phillip Rivers. You know, Rivers did have a lot of picks in the preseason, but we'll see if he can clean that up as the season progresses. And same with Carson Palmer. He had a couple interceptions himself, but, you know, this is where it matters, guys. So we're going to see who can put it in, and they both got good running backs on both sides. You got McFadden. I think Matthews, I'm not sure if he's back yet for the Chargers because he did get injured. I don't believe he's back just yet, so we'll see how that goes as far as the runners, but you got good weapons on both sides, that wide receiver and tight end, so yet another good game, but I think I'm going to decide with the Chargers right here, and I'm going to think this is about a 3 or 10 point game. So like I said, a lot of the games I picked this week are going to be close. You can leave your thoughts and tell me what you guys think, but before I close out, the NFC North is looking pretty good. I'm looking forward to some NFC North football. You know, my main team is the Lions, like everybody pretty much knows by now, but I'm really looking forward to the NFC North. Got it with 3 legit teams, and you know the Vikings might actually surprise people and actually be up there this year. We'll see what happens with that. I'm looking forward to this. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you guys think, and see you guys next time in the Detroit Lions Fonza.